Some say a drum can only make music, but there was one drum whose heartbeat could bring people together. This is the story of the drummer who changed a kingdom with the single rhythm. High in the cinder peaks, King Pyrrhus sat on his throne of cooling magma, watching the forest borders with a frown. Across the valley, King Thorn paced his hall of living oak, his wooden antlers scraping the emerald ceiling in anger. Young Elara lived in the village between. While others slept, she heard a rhythmic heartbeat thumping beneath the soil. Following the sound, she found a hollow log carved with ancient runes. It pulsed with a warm, golden light. Boom! With one strike, the ground shook. Elara knew the drum had the power to make the kings listen. Suddenly, the shadows lengthened. The sorcerer Malachor watched from his tower of glass, ready to strike. Malachor sent his shadow, beasts, to silence the drum. They moved like ink through the trees. Elara ran toward the Fire Kingdom. "I must reach King Pyrrhus," she cried, as the beasts nipped at her heels. At the gates of Magma, the guards crossed their spears. "No forest dwellers allowed," they roared. Elara didn't argue. She hit the drum. A rhythm of heat and courage filled the air, melting the guards' icy stares. King Pyrrhus looked at the girl. "Why do you bring the forest's music to my mountain?" he demanded. "The shadow is coming," Elara whispered. Pyrrhus laughed, but his flame flickered with secret fear. Before he could answer, the shadow beasts burst through the windows. The throne room turned cold. Elara played a fast, frantic beat. The drum sent out sparks of gold that burned the shadows away. "Now we must go to King Thorn," Elara said. Pyrrhus nodded. For the first time, a Fire King stepped into the green. The forest kingdom was under siege. Thorns and vines were turning black as Malachor's rot spread. King Thorn saw Pyrrhus and raised his staff. "You bring the burner of woods here now," he roared. "Stop!" Elara yelled, hitting the drum with a thunderous crack. The kings were knocked back by the sound. "Look up," she pointed. Malachor had arrived, floating on a cloud of ash above the forest canopy. "I will turn this world to glass and ash," Malachor screamed, raining bolts of purple lightning down. Pyrrhus threw fire, and Thorn grew roots, but their powers didn't work alone. Malachor only laughed. "Play together," Elara shouted. She began a rhythm that had a place for fire and a place for leaf. Pyrrhus added a steady beat of flame. Thorn added a rustling melody of wind and wood. The drum began to grow, turning into a pillar of pure white light that reached the sky. Malachor shrieked as the light touched him. He dissolved into 1,000 harmless autumn leaves. The rot vanished. Flowers bloomed in the mountains, and trees grew in the volcano's shadow. Pyrrhus and Thorn shook hands. "Peace is a better song," the Fire King admitted with a smile. They built a new hall at the border, made of both stone and branch, where all were welcome. Elara became the high drummer, ensuring the rhythm of the kingdoms never fell out of sync. And so, the fire warmed the woods, and the woods shaded the fire, in a land that lived happily ever after.